Hi, Jack here again. Inspired today, absolutely inspired, because the rain has stopped, and you can probably notice already from the backdrop things have changed quite a bit from when we did the last video. So what I'll do is I'll grab the camera and take you round, update you as to what has been done, show you what we had to do with the roof because we had a little bit of problem with water coming into the house. We had a good start with a couple of weeks of real nice weather, and as you would expect, it's never a good time to take the roof off. So I'm going to show you that. Also in the video, I've managed to find out some old just quick time videos about the early part of the build. I'll throw those in there and then give everybody a complete update, show you what we're about to do now about the gable, and also what's going to be happening about the help that I've got, because my son has arrived. I have some proper help. Patrick Kelly's here, thank goodness. So we should get a little bit of a wriggle on now over the next week or two, get things secure. I'll show you what's been happening with all the problems with the rain. So watch on, see what happens. Right, let me bring you up to speed with what's been happening as far as the build. I think on the last video we probably had already started to put all the shuttering on, and all the walls have got their concrete caps on now, as you can see all the way along. And we've also built in the first rubber blocks, which are all concrete filled, as you can see there. Now over this side, again, the concrete cap has been put in place. If you remember the early videos, these were always going to be problems with the walls, so we put shuttering up. The threaded bar was to help keep the shuttering on there while we filled it with the concrete. And this area here will have 6 courses of brickwork on this side, and over that side, that's one course of bricks. You may recall one of the challenges was dealing with the gables. So the remedy is to create a ring beam, a concrete reinforced ring beam with metal reinforcements. There'll be one more block on the wall here. This will then come across. I'll put a pad down here. Obviously there's a pad stone here for the build up. This gets blocked in. It is actually a cupboard for that room, that side, and then the new doorway comes through this side, which we're going to knock out today. Actually, we'll make a video of the work we do on the wall today on the gable. Quick heads up on what we had to do with the roof, because this may be of interest to people. when all the timbers came out, all the ridge and all the purlins, the giant big A-frame that was here, you may remember, it was always going to be an issue with potential bad weather and rain. And to start with, the canopy that we bought was quite tight. It's actually anchored to the outside of the house, and we then put the canopy up over a temporary ridge, and then it was lashed down the back with guide ropes, just like you would do a normal tent. It was actually a little bit of a problem, because with the tension, when the wind really started to whip up, as it did do the other day, we had 70 km/h winds. It was too much. It started to tear all the eyelets out. So what do? Well, as you can see, there's a network now of battens, about 1 meter spread, and the canopy is not quite as taut as it was before. So what happens is we don't get the belly in with the rain pockets. The wind moves the canopy up and down. The battens is a fairly lightweight and quick up and down way of securing the canopy, so it can move, but it doesn't belly in and give us any water retention. And when we work on the gable later on today, we can quite quickly just unclip one side, move it back 1 meter, get the trestles in, and build up as we need to, so that's not an issue. Same again, if we want to start working on getting the chevrons in for the obviously the roof construction, we can quickly bring the canopy back and take the battens off. One final thing, if you go back to the other video, the upstairs are the couple of photographs. The chimney's gone now. The whole chimney breast upstairs is completely gone. That came out by about, I don't know, 300 or 400 millimeters, and the section downstairs. Again, if you want to know how to get a fireplace, the quickest way to get rid of it, you'll see me up on the top of the roof just smashing it and throwing it straight down the chimney breast, and we just mopped it up and shoveled it up downstairs. Admittedly in the front room, so we put a few canopies down to stop any of the soot, etc. And we just shoveled it into wheelbarrows and straight out. It's a quick way of getting the chimney breast down, so if anybody's interested in that. And right, we'll see you a little bit later. Watch what happens now. We're going to knock out the gable, start getting that ready to build the ring beam, and you'll see what happens where we build the ring beam with all the metal inside the bricks. The bricks will be hollowed out. I'll show you a little bit later what we do to accommodate the metal, and then it's completely filled with obviously the ballast to create a strong ring beam that's steel reinforced. All right, see you in a bit. I said I'd explain about making ring beam blocks. It's a standard concrete block, normal block for building over in France. This is the rebar, steel reinforced bar that will go inside the actual ring beam, and then the pot gets completely filled with beton, with ballast and cement mix, concrete. So I'll show you just quickly. Need this cutter. Cut straight through the fins. The fins, take them out. straight through the fins. Take the centre out. One block. The rebar goes inside the channel and then completely filled with concrete. And with these in a row, obviously with the rebar, 6 metre lengths of rebar, then we'll have a reinforced ring beam made out of normal blocks. It's that simple, and that'll give you as strong as you like as far as a ring beam block structure. Okay. The shuttering is off the side of the gable, and we'll leave the threaded bars inside with an extra strength. We've got the rebars in here for added strength again, and then these rebars here will tie in with the ring beam that comes across on the next course of bricks. Did some more brickwork yesterday. We'll finish up here today, get a former up here, so that the channel blocks, again the ones I showed you how to knock the centers out to make the ring beam blocks, they'll come across here with a former. This is the new doorway in for the corridor, and you can see here we've taken the gables down pretty much now to where it's going. A couple of acros just to keep the temporary ridge up, no issues, screwed into the top. There's not a lot of weight anyway, so it should be fine. Down to where we are, we get the shuttering on today, and hopefully we'll get some concrete into the shuttering. When that's gone off, then we can put the channel blocks in and the rebar and the concrete for the ring beam. Alright, speak to you later. Okay, we are done for today. The shuttering is now safely ensconced. We've taken the wall down, and as you can see, there'll be between 100 to 200 millimeters of concrete that will go inside the shuttering. Rebar reinforced. Again, to make sure that the shutters don't move, the shuttering, we've used a threaded bar to pinch with a few sash cramps as well, just to help things along. Braces on top to stop any movement from the outward force of the concrete. We'll do that first thing in the morning, and then after a couple of days we should be ready to build on that for the ring beam blocks, and as soon as that's done, then we can start going up. I want to get this section here finished first. We'll rebuild this entire gable up to the new height, get the ridge on, purlins, and we're off. Okay?